rAVe Radio.
With rants and raves, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is rants and raves with Gary.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Rants and rAVes. I'm Steph Beckett, and joining me on this episode is Greg O'Rourke, Director of Trade Shows and Events for Almo Pro AV. Welcome, Greg. Long time no see. How are you?
I know, Steph. I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing well. I think we were talking about like how ISC is literally next week, so we're just trying to keep it together until then.
Getting the ground running, huh?
Literally. So, I mean, might as well. So the first E4 stop is a little bit different this year. It is starting in February, on February 10th. So for integrators who have not been to an E4 before, what makes E4 experience different from a traditional trade show?
Well, at an E4, you really get hands-on with the products, as opposed to going to a bigger show where you're behind a rope or looking at things. You actually get to see and touch this gear and not just hear about it. It makes it easier to understand what works, what doesn't, and what makes sense for real-world installs. And then also you get easy access to the manufacturers and the sales reps. So you can have real conversations with people behind the products. It's a great way to ask questions, solve problems, build relationships. So it's really a great show to network with.
Absolutely. And I do find that it is very easy to network on the show floor at an E4 compared to a trade show, because there are so many people, your reps and also manufacturer reps, who are there like ready to talk to people rather than it being quite so chaotic.
Absolutely, absolutely. We even have some of our business development managers on site as well to be able to answer questions and help solve some tricky problems that an installer and integrator might run into.
Absolutely. And what are some other big takeaways that integrators and end users and other attendees can expect from this first stop in Anaheim? We talked a little bit about hands-on demos and networking, but there's some great education opportunities as well.
There are, as usual, all of the classes that we offer in an E4 are CTS certified, so you get your RUs. We have some new classes, but the education is a very focused and relevant for our customers coming to the show. We cover new technologies, installation best practices, and we've got a lot of new things coming up this year as well. So.
That's awesome. And what is new or different about all the E4 stops this year compared to previous years? Are there any highlights that you're particularly excited about?
Well, the newest or the biggest one is our new keynote speaker. We have Tim Albright from AV Nation, who's going to do our keynotes for us this year, and he's put together a really good program for the keynote. It's called, let me read this real quick here, Your Pro AV Business, Adapt, Partner, or Be Replaced. And this class explains the biggest problems that could affect companies, like computer security rules, laws, and businesses, and how businesses are run. It shows AV workers how the rules change. So what Tim does is he'll adapt to the city that he's in and look at the rules and regulations in that city and be very specific to you when you're coming to the E4 in Anaheim or any other city. It's going to be very relevant to you what Tim's talking about.
That's very cool. Any other classes or educational opportunities that you would like to talk about that are new this year?
Yeah, we have a couple of other new ones. Tim is also going to do a network security for Pro AV systems session. And then Almo's own Patrick Booth is going to do a class called Discovering MDEP. And MDEP is, and I'm going to read this one so I don't get this one wrong, is Microsoft Device Ecosystem Platform. So Patrick is going to introduce that topic to everybody, and it's basically a software platform that helps business devices like meeting rooms, screens, and office phones work safely and correctly.
Absolutely. That's so exciting. So it does sound like there are plenty of opportunities to be educated, and all of these things are extremely relevant with where AV is in 2026. I know MDEP is something that a lot of people have asked me about, and you know, where we're going with UC. So I am excited to hear a little bit more about that. If an integrator is on the fence about attending on February 10th or attending any of the E4 stops this year, what's your pitch? Why should they make the trip?
Well, an E4 is, we like to always say that this is their showroom floor, an integrator's showroom floor. So bring your customers, walk them around the floor, introduce them to these manufacturers that these customers will never get to talk to in person like this. It's great networking without pressure. You can come in, make connections, and often turns into future business. So we like to think that it drives sales and business growth by coming to an E4, and it's a huge value for the one-day format. You come in, you get a keynote, you get breakfast, a keynote. The exhibit hall is open for 5 hours. We have 6 CTS-RU classes. You get to meet your salesperson in person. It's just a big value for what you get to compared to going to a larger show where there's thousands of people everywhere and you barely get to spend 5 minutes with the person you came to see.
Absolutely. And I did want to plug that I'm doing the tour again this year, which is exciting.
Absolutely.
So for anyone who is overwhelmed by all of the exhibitors on the show floor and would like a 30 to 45 minute highlight reel, I'm going to be taking around, 10 to 25, depending on the stop, people around the show floor and kind of point out a few of my favorite products and why I think they're relevant in the Pro AV space. So that is always a lot of fun and something I look forward to doing every year. So definitely excited about that too.
It's a great tour. Our attendees really have some great feedback on the tour. They get to really see a unbiased opinion of the products and the new technology out there. So we appreciate it. And you're also teaching another class as well, a new class to us this year. Specs to strategy, communicating technology with clarity. So we're looking forward to that class as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, my class this year is going to be focusing on kind of breaking through the noise because as someone who reads product announcements and spec sheets every day, it's become really clear to me that not all specs actually mean what people think they mean. So it's kind of like breaking down a lot of that and talking about like what real 4K is and a few other things that I think are important. And a lot of integrators might know a few of these things already, but always looking forward to kind of helping people learn something new. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, it's also a way for an integrator to be able to communicate with their customer who doesn't understand the technology. So
exactly, which is like the heavy focus that I wanted that to be on, because it's one thing to also know these specs off the top of your head, but when you just say that to a customer, they're not going to know what that means. And yeah, a lot of my job is like breaking this stuff down anyway. So I figured this would be a class that I would be pretty prepared to teach. So I'm very excited about it. But yeah, Greg, thank you so much for your time. Last question for you is going to be, where can people sign up and where can people find out more about the E4 experience?
Absolutely. You can sign up and find out more information about the E4 at e4experience.com. We've got a breakdown of all of our classes, a schedule, and then there's also registration there as well. So
awesome. Greg, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you soon.
All right, Steph. Thank you for your time. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
rAVe Radio.